To Millennials Talk That Ish. As y'all know, I am Monet.
And I'm Nia.
We had to take a break last week due to my personal issues, but we are back.
Yes.
And today's topic, I got the topic from T.I and Tiny's daughter, Zonnique. Y'all know she recently had a baby.
Yes.
And during her pregnancy, she was doing an interview, and I guess she was asked about marriage, and her response was she's not really thinking about getting married because she feels like marriage is more of a commitment than a baby. So that's our topic.
Right.
Because, of course, obviously, I disagree. You know, what you think?
I disagree. I thought that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
So I recently had a conversation with my boyfriend, and he was like, she's kind of right. So obviously I asked him to explain, because, everybody has different point of views.
Right.
He said, when you go into a marriage, you go in with the mindset of you're going to be with them forever. So let's say that actually happens. You're with your husband forever. A baby eventually, like a child, they grow up and eventually go off on their own. He makes sense.
Right.
But me personally, I still feel like...
I still don't feel like it's a bigger commitment, because a child is forever. Just because your child goes on its own does not mean that they will not need you, that you do not have to still be a parent. And I'm saying this as a woman who is tap dancing on 30. I will go to my mom's house, my second mom, and I want to sleep with her just because I want that comfort. I want to be up under my mother all day. I will call her for the slightest inconvenience in my life. Somebody could literally accidentally brush up against me. Mom! A baby is forever.
Yes.
So if you feel like you can have a baby with a person, you don't feel like you can then marry that person?
I don't understand it personally.
I can walk away from a marriage.
Right. That's how I feel. I feel like regardless, I can get a divorce if I don't want to be here.
I can't walk away from a baby without being a deadbeat.
At all. Like she said, my sister, she's 32, going on 33. Still, if she needs, and she lives in a whole nother state. She lives all the way in Florida. Right. If she needs my mom, who is she calling? Like, she's calling her mother. Mommy, I am in trouble. I need this.
Right. Like, I still need my mother.
I feel like forever I'm going to need my mom.
Yeah, I could walk the hell away from a marriage and not need you ever again, and not even think about you.
And never have to deal with you.
My kid, however, is always going to be my kid. Like, you're my kid. I pushed you out. It never changes. Yeah. So
I would never understand it personally.
There's a point, but the point can be debated. Because you can always walk away from a marriage. If you walk away from a kid, you ain't shit.
I feel like she probably said it because maybe he don't want to get married.
And that's why.
Because a lot of girls...
he don't look like the type that...
think about marriage. Right. A lot of girls, if their man be like, oh, I don't want to get married, they'll change their whole outlook on it.
Yes.
To suit the man. I know someone who did that.
Yes, I do too.
Who was like, oh, a piece of paper don't mean nothing, but at one point, shorty
had her whole marriage.
Yeah, like... So, and then you get with a man who you know isn't going to marry you. Now you want to change your outlook on marriage?
Right.
No. And then now that they're not dealing with each other, she wants to get married. She wants a family.
All over again. Like.
So, I low-key feel like that's the reason why she said that. They probably had the conversation. And he was probably on some, I don't think I want to get married. Because you do, especially when you're around certain marriages. Like T.I and Tiny, we both know.
It's a toxic marriage.
Yeah. So I do understand it to a certain extent, but never to the point of I'm gonna have your baby,
but that's stupid.
But don't want to marry you.
That's stupid thing, because if you say, all right, I look at my parents' marriage, like, I don't want that.
I wouldn't do
But
anything.
You want to have a baby with a person?
That would be out the. Then I don't want to have kids. That's how I feel.
Yeah, the hell I want to have kids with you for if I'm basing it on their toxic marriage. That's their business. Your mama chose to stay in that. She could have been walked away.
Yeah.
She chose to continue and deal with that man. So if you're going to be like her and choose to stay and deal with a man who you know is not have the best intentions, that's your choice.
Yeah.
But we're not going to act like you can easily walk away from a kid. And it's hard to walk away from a marriage.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I even know people who became surrogates, and once they had the baby, they're like, oh my God, I want to keep my baby.
Yeah, because
like,
you get attached to a baby when it's inside of you. That's just
once they saw it, it was like, oh my God, this is my little human, and I don't think I want to go with this plan anymore. Mm-hmm. Even though technically the baby is not yours, you just carried it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think you could be a surrogate?
I could be a surrogate. I wanted to donate my eggs at one point in time until I saw what the actual procedure was.
Okay. Because you knew that. Well, you know that you don't really want kids. So
yeah, I definitely could be a surrogate, especially for the fact that there's so many people out there who can't have kids.
Yeah.
That would be bomb-ass mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's women out there who got fertile uteruses. Oh my God, your uterus is so fertile. Oh my goodness. And you're not, the best ideal as a parent. So I definitely would do it.
Okay. For the reason why, what you said previously, how they be wanting the baby, I don't think I can do it.
Right.
Because I am a mom.
See that little
cute
little boy, baby. You're like, oh, look at you. You're so adorable. I'm not giving you up.
And another thing, I don't feel like I can put myself in harm's way because pregnancy
is a lot.
Yeah, anything can happen. I don't feel like I could put myself in harm's way for somebody else's baby.
Right.
I can do it for mine, of course, because that's mine.
Right.
But I can't put myself through that because I have my own kid.
Right.
So I'm gonna possibly die for your kid when I have my own. I can't do it.
Which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely understandable. I definitely would do it for family. I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
So somebody I don't know, you gotta pay me the bag to do that. And all my medical and everything has to be taken care of. I shouldn't have to work or none of that.
Nope.
I should be fully taken care of. So,
during that time. I agree.
During that time frame, just to make sure the baby can possibly be as healthy as it can be. I know it's always the unknown, but if we can take proper precautions, that would also help.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I just don't feel a marriage is a bigger commitment than a baby. Because you literally are responsible for this little human
for the rest of their lives, whether you think so or not.
You are responsible for this little, and you're not telling me that even when they grow up, or the kid moves away, but you're not telling me that if your kid don't fall down or break their ankle, you're not gonna run to wherever they at to go take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just what it is, because that's your kid, that's your baby forever, whether they grow up or not. Like,
they're literally there for them all the time.
That literally.
My mom and her mother, my grandmother, there. If my mom needs something, she goes to her mom.
Like, that's what I'm exactly.
And my mom is a grandmother.
Exactly. So it's like, no.
I would never pick a baby before marriage if I had the choice.
Right. I just feel like if you feel like you can have a baby with me, you should also feel like you could be married to me.
My ex was like, oh, next year I want to have a baby. And it was like, okay, so how do you feel about marriage? Oh, I don't really. And then it was like, so I'm good enough to be your child's mother, but not good enough to marry. And like he was on some, oh, you don't know how I feel in 5 years. Excuse me? I'm supposed to wait to see if you change your mind?
I'm not doing that. You can keep yes.
But have a baby.
Yeah.
Have a baby, but just wait to see if I change my mind. How that sound?
That's stupid as hell.
I would never. When he said it to me, I was like, this isn't gonna last long.
Yeah, that's stupid as hell. You want me to put myself in harm's way and you don't even think I might be worth marrying?
Right, like I don't even.
Carry your kid?
At this moment, you're talking about a baby, and I don't even change your mind about marriage right now.
But you want a baby. You want to take care of a little human that you are then responsible for. But you don't want the responsibility of having a wife. You don't want a partner.
Never will understand.
That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't. If you don't want to get married, just say you don't want to get married, and you need to go find somebody who also feels like that. Because it's okay to feel like that. Who just wants to, be
Let's
in a
be real.
relationship.
Women do stay in relationships without marriage. Look at the older generation. There's girls who still do it.
Yeah.
Find someone who's just like that.
And then work. That's fine. Work it all now. Have your kids or whatever the case may be. I guess. But don't think I'm just gonna have your baby because you want a baby. No.
Right.
No.
But you don't even know if you want to marry me, specifically me. Cause it's not at that point when you're talking about babies. It don't even account to a general. I want to get married.
Right.
It's like specifically, you don't know if you want to marry me, but you know you want to impregnate me.
Make it make sense.
Like, what?
I don't understand.
What?
Because either way, if you're gonna have to deal with me for life.
Let's be real. Even when the child is older,
right?
Like, cause there's graduations, there's weddings, there's certain things. If our kid get hurt, I have to call you.
In their lives that we both gonna want to be a part of. That our children are gonna want us to both be a part of. So,
no,
I mean,
they don't want to marry us. But they want to impregnate us.
I just don't get that. No.
And we understand that mistakes happen, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, people do have babies before marriage, okay, but no, just to be on some. No, I think it's a bigger commitment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna purposely have a baby.
And then say that.
And then you don't even feel like I'm worth marriage. It's one thing if we decide to have a baby, we both decided. And if you know that I want to get married, you like, we're going to do it at this time, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But the fact that you want a kid and you don't want the marriage, knowing I want the marriage. No.
Yeah, I think that's the part that is like mind-boggling is how. I want to get married, but you only want a kid. Then we shouldn't do this.
No, I am not a bubblegum machine. You gotta put fucking quarters in me and then out pops a baby. No.
I know someone who, and we had to be like 22, 23. She purposely got off birth control to get pregnant with someone that wasn't like, they weren't married. I would never understand that, the purposely getting pregnant and you're not married.
No, thank you.
Like that.
Especially that young too.
Yeah. But she purposely
getting pregnant that young. Just because you should want to enjoy your 20s if you can. I know accidents happen.
Yes, but to purposely stop your birth control, that means y'all sat down, had a discussion. And I'm sorry, I'm not agreeing to that because I don't think that they're married now. Her child is probably like 4 years old. 4 or 5 have to be. So the fact that y'all not even married now, to me that says a lot. Like, y'all agreed to have a baby and then 4 years later y'all still not married? Like, what do you...
I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
I don't want... Personally, even if I am married, I don't think I'm ever going to plan the baby. I don't think it will ever be, let's plan for a baby. Because when I think of babies after having one, sometimes I really, really want one. And then sometimes I'll be like, do I really want one?
Yeah.
Like, and this is the first time I'm saying this to anybody, because everybody know I want another kid. Like, I really do. But sometimes I'll be like, do I really
want one?
Like, do I really want to be pregnant again?
Right.
After not being pregnant for almost 8 years, do I really want to do that?
Right. Do I want to go through that? Just give me the baby.
So to plan it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm planning mine.
But see, I feel like that's good for someone who, like, you see right now, you don't want a baby.
Yeah.
So and I'm pretty sure you have plans for when you're married too, when you first get married. So yeah, it would be for you to plan it.
Yeah.
I don't want to plan shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna plan it because I'm an overthinker, so I will have to plan it because where the money coming from, and who gonna keep this baby once I have it? So I gotta plan these things out because it's gonna race to this grandmama's house and be one of them mothers. Yup, you wanted this baby more than I did. You call me every day asking when I'm gonna have one. So have it, Karima Sape.
No lie, if me and Matt have a baby, his mother would take the baby.
That's what I'm saying. You
like with no
problem.
problem.
You wanted it, you got it. Yeah, here's your baby.
That would be me. Like if I was to have a baby right now, the baby's going to here. Take him. This is what you wanted. Take him. I didn't want this. Take him. Take him. Not right now.
I'll be back.
But yeah, like I want her to. I want to hear her explain that statement more. You know, to see like where her mind was when she said it. Why, like deeper into why she feels that way. I want to, or just talk to someone who feels that way.
Right.
If it's anybody who feels that way, comment below so we can understand.
Because we would like to get a better understanding of what you guys think.
Yeah, because like I understood what my boyfriend was saying, but it was still like,
Yeah, but I just debunked his point.
Yeah, like I can still go.
So I don't. No offense, Mac.
No.
Your point is null and void now because I just debunked it. So next point, so I can debunk that one too. Cause
all of them will get debunked, honestly, because it don't make sense.
That just doesn't make sense unless y'all both know marriage is not something y'all want, which is cool. Y'all just gonna rock out together, create your family. Then that's one thing. But to say that marriage is a bigger commitment than a baby, you're responsible for this baby. You are literally responsible for another human being, which is one reason why I don't want kids. I'm literally responsible for this little human. Mm-hmm. If anything happens to you, my goodness, I will not probably be able to go on. Like my siblings could get a little split up, like, oh my God, why would y'all do that? Like so. What? A bigger commitment?
That's
like, bro, no.
Like, you are literally responsible for their every movement.
Yes, you gotta teach them. You gotta love them.
For years.
Like, there's gonna be so many different things that come up that you gotta teach them valuable lessons. No. No. What if they get sick and stuff like that? You gotta be there.
Yup. And let's say you don't like cleaning up, throw up and stuff. Being a parent, you gotta do stuff like that, whether you like it or not.
What if your child has a disability?
Yeah.
That's a bigger commitment than a marriage? Are you crazy? Nah.
Right, like how is that not a bigger commitment? Like you literally,
that's crazy.
Like she said, what if your child has a disability? I know some girl and her daughter, probably turning 2, if she's not 2 yet. She has seizures. She has to take multiple medications daily. That's a lot, especially your first child.
Exactly.
You're learning to be a parent. I don't care. Exactly. I don't care how many kids that you babysat, you watch. It's different when it's yours. You can give those kids back.
You're not gonna want nobody to take care of you, especially that first one. Right. Nobody to be next to your kid, breathing on your kid. You're gonna want to be fully responsible. So
a disabled child is a lot to handle. Because not only are you learning to be a parent, now you have to learn how to deal with a child like that.
With a disability.
That has so many disabilities.
Right. Versus if you get married and your husband gains a disability, I can get him an aid.
Right.
Like,
you're not going to want nobody with your kid.
I can get him an aid. He can get a visiting nurse. I don't want nobody next to my child, especially if my child does not use words to communicate.
Yep.
So no.
Now that's definitely true. No. My son, she knows, but my son, when he couldn't form like complete full like sentences yet, when he was about 2 or 3, and they weren't you weren't able to understand unless you knew him. Right. Because of course, if you know him, you know what he's saying. You're around him all the time. But when he got into pre-K, his teacher was concerned, but prior to, I didn't want him around certain people. Cause it was like, I don't know what they can do to him because he can't tell me. Right. Like his dad had a girlfriend. I'm not gonna lie. She didn't like me. So I was that mother. I don't want my child around her.
I don't blame. Do you not see the things that people do?
Like kids?
I pinched the baby, or I spit in the baby. Like,
And my kid couldn't talk at the time when they were dating.
You're not doing
So you not liking me for whatever reason, because I didn't do nothing to her. You not liking me. Of course, I'm going to think you're going to do something to my child, especially you're around my kid. You know my kid can't talk properly. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're doing, and he can't come back and tell me. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it is like that. Especially with your first. It's like that. You're very, I don't want this person to babysit. I don't... Yes. Or even if you don't mind the person, I remember I let her babysit. The first time she babysat for me, I kept calling. She's like, listen, don't call me until you're coming to pick him up. Yo. But it wasn't like I was nervous. This is my best friend for years. Right. I wasn't nervous for her.
But it's your kid.
Yeah, it was just, it's my kid. I already have separation anxiety, so it didn't help.
Right.
But yes, so I would be having a baby, being a parent is so much of a bigger commitment. Everybody else you could cut off from your life.
There's too much that goes into being a parent and parenthood, and just lessons you have to learn being a parent versus a marriage. Yes, with a marriage, I learned how to communicate with you, but honestly, and this is from raising 5, it's not a bigger commitment than raising kids. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not.
And with a marriage, I feel like you have practice. Because you go through so many relationships, a lot of people first, before actually finding the person that they marry. Right. So we spoke on it before, you learn how to handle your certain relationships. You learn the things that aren't healthy for a relationship.
Right.
You learn the things that is best for you in your relationship.
Right.
So you have that practice of going on to being into a marriage. Yes, it's deeper than just being in a relationship, of course.
Right.
But you still have some type of practice of that longevity relationship versus a first-time parent. Like I said, once again, it doesn't matter how many kids you babysit or you have watched. It is totally different when it's yours. They're there 24/7. Mm-hmm. I can't ever think that it's a bigger commitment.
I can't think that either.
I can't.
I'm sorry. It just goes too much into raising kids. Mm-hmm. It just goes too much into raising kids. I can walk away from a relationship easily. I can't walk away from my kids.
And like you said, you're raising a human. If you marry someone that is good for you, you wouldn't be raising your husband or your wife or whatever. You're raising another. You literally have to teach that human being everything.
Especially when they're newborns, they depend on you for everything. You gotta learn the types of cries. Mm-hmm. Are you crying because you're hungry? Are you crying because you're constipated? Are you crying because you have a toothache, a headache? Like, it's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
It's so much, bro.
How do you learn to cry?
I learned cry.
I did too. But like,
and I was just like, oh my God.
But when you think about it, like when you really say that, it's like, how do you learn a cry? What do you mean you had to learn a cry? But you legit do. Because babies have different cries, and you have to know which one is which.
Yep. Because you just hear this baby hollering, and you're like, oh my God, I fed you, I bathed you, you're clean, you're and all along they're teething. Mm-hmm.
It could be an ear infection. They can have a little cut somewhere, and you don't know.
You don't know.
Nah. I don't have to raise my husband. I had to raise literally from a baby to.
And I'm not responsible for my husband either. I'm responsible for my kid. So
like I could walk away from my husband in the store and be like, he's all right. I can walk away from my kid and be like, oh, he's okay.
I didn't even let the older ones go too far away from me when we was in the store. Mm-mm. So
at all.
They grown now, and I stalked them, all of them.
Like the kids in my family, and I learned this from my dad. They all know like this is something that I do. If we're walking outside, you gotta walk ahead of me.
Yes.
You either beside me or ahead of me. You should never be behind me.
Yes.
But see, those are things as a parent or even as someone who have been around kids, you learn certain things, and you are so, I have to be protective of the kid, not of I don't have to be protective of my boyfriend. My boyfriend is protective of me.
I don't have to be protective. I don't. Yes.
Oh, of course.
But I don't have to. I know if somebody bump him in the street, he gonna handle that.
Yeah.
If somebody bump my child in the street,
I gotta handle that.
I'm gonna handle that. Like, that's my responsibility. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
one is you have to, one is you want to.
Right.
In that situation, because I want to protect my boyfriend. Like if something happens, like if a girl is, of course here I am. A baby, I don't have no choice. My child, I don't have no choice but to protect him.
I'm
towards
gonna
anybody.
Whoever for my kid. So.
Yeah, she's stupid. Well, let me not say she's stupid. She has a unique opinion.
Yeah.
That I just don't agree with. That I find stupid. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Because I do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I be trying to, like, since we didn't do the episode last week, I've been trying to think, like, deeper into it, and I didn't get anywhere.
Just say you don't want to get married. That's cool. It's okay.
You know, a lot of people don't want to
get married. That's
because it's a lot that come with marriage too.
Right.
As far as like the paperwork, let me say that, because I feel like if you're living in a house with somebody, you're treating him like he's your husband anyway. You might as well get married.
Yeah.
Now it's different if y'all not living together. Y'all not doing all that wife and husband stuff. That's different. But if y'all are doing that anyway, y'all might as well get married.
Might as well go ahead to City Hall.
Right, like you don't have to have a big wedding. We're not saying that. Like, go
tie the knot.
No, just get married, have your 1 or 2 witnesses, and call it a day. Cause I just don't see no point in sitting up with laying up with somebody in my house or in our house. Like, see, it's people like that would then go buy a house together, do this together, but then be like, I don't want to get married. What is the point of doing all of that as
you
one?
You already got assets together, so you might as well just.
Cause that is what being married is. You become one.
It's a business.
Like, and everything become yours. It's not yours. So you might as well. If you making everything yours anyway, it's both of y'all. Like, you might as well. So, yeah, that's basically.
Let me say, yeah, y'all. That sums that up.
Yeah, that's basically all for today. As y'all know, we are here every Thursday. Can you say your line?
So like and subscribe, like YouTube channel, comment, engage us. Again, we appreciate all you guys who've been rocking out with us.
Always.
Thank you so much.
Always.
Thank you so much.
Bye guys, see you Thursdays.